Shh.
Can I just start? Alright, so...
No preference, just go right in.
Okay, so...
Do you mean preface?
Whatever, I don't fucking care. No breakfast, just go right in.
Second breakfast?
I don't know what
baby cream?
living a balanced life feels like. When I am sad, I don't cry, I pour. When I am happy, I don't smile, I beam. When I am angry, I don't yell, I burn. The good thing about feeling in extremes is when I love, I give them wings. But perhaps that isn't such a good thing, 'cause they always tend to leave, and you should see me when my heart is broken. I don't grieve, I shatter.
I don't feel good about any
What?
of that.
What?
Insert picture of a young woman facing away from the camera, looking out over a lake that's oversaturated.
So, for those of you who don't know, that was a shit-faced poem by Rupi Kaur.
Shit-faced?
Yeah.
No, I'm
Shitty-faced poem.
Okay.
Is that
pretty
her last
sober.
name, though? How you say it?
Ruby, sure.
Okay.
I honestly, I don't want to give her that much more respect.
Fair enough. So this is more of a gumbo episode of sorts, because it's Dave, Missy, and Casey.
Hey,
and I
and
like
Dave.
I like doing gumbo episodes.
Casey does like doing gumbo episodes, and he actually just informed me of some interesting news.
Well, this is a little old because this was like maybe 2 weeks old that I learned this.
Okay.
But the writer of the decade, the writer, mind you,
Not just the poet.
not just the poet, the writer
The writer.
of the decade was Rupi Kaur. I forget how this came about, but this is just like something that popped up in my news feed.
She
And-
wrote Milk and Honey.
And The Sun and Her Flowers, I think the second one's called.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the white one with the sunflower on the front. Yeah.
Which everybody went fucking bananas
Every
over.
basic white bitch loves sunflowers.
I don't. So I must not be a basic white bitch.
You're not.
Thanks.
But I saw this pop up in the newsfeed, and I wish I could remember the source. But I was reading the article, and I just got so mad.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so... More than mad, just, like, really uncomfortable, too.
Would you say you were burning?
Shut up.
You don't get angry. You burn.
Shut up.
So I had called Casey just to shoot the shit, and he told me this, and I had never read Milk and Honey, but I knew that it was such a thing. And so we were looking up some of her poems and just, like, saying them back and forth to each other on the phone. And we were hysterically laughing at how pathetic all of her poetry is.
Yeah, like, because I think it's the one that kind of started that wave of Insta poetry.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, big time.
Yeah, because
Big time.
it's just like the lack of effort and creativity and thought put into it.
100%. It's fine. You can like whatever the hell you want, but she does not deserve the title of Writer of the Decade.
Out of everything that's been written this decade.
There's so many other more deserving human beings.
Absolutely.
Even non-humans.
Yeah, even that poor fucking like robot, the program that people subject hours and hours of bad programming to, and then it writes a script. That's the better writer.
Yeah.
This isn't even writing. Like, this to me just feels like a very emo chick in, like, her 13th or 14th year with heavy black makeup on and being like, my life is a dark, dark hole.
No.
Like, get the fuck over yourself.
It's fortune cookie jerk off bullshit.
Listen to this.
No.
Our backs tell stories no books have the spine to carry. Oh, you're so clever! You're so clever!
And then all of her poetry is accompanied by, like...
A little illustration of
like
some sort.
line drawing. Like, she's
Yeah.
trying to be Kurt Vonnegut.
Yeah.
Which, bitch, you're not going to.
No.
It's just not, it's not good. There's no talent, there's no nothing. And I hate poetry to begin with, but this is just a whole new level of I hate poetry.
Now that we've lost everyone listening,
But, like, not all poetry is bad. Not all poetry is that.
Well.
And I get there's different forms and styles
100%.
and there's different tastes to it, but this is...
Either not our taste or just subjectively really bad.
I was able to ignore it despite working in a bookstore and seeing the massive popularity that it garnered and seeing the type of person
It's
they
also
were
because
coming
it's
for
so
it.
easy.
It's easy.
There's no...
It's accessible, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
you said something about how she made shallow deep or something. What did you say? Fuck, I told you to write it down.
Oh, I didn't guess I had to write it down.
He said something about how she does a really... Like, she tries to make, like, the shallow waters deeper than they are or something. Like, all of... Like, this is all so shallow. Like, there's no deep dive into her poetry, which is the whole point of poetry, is to be able to analyze it. You can't analyze it when there's nothing there other than, this is exactly what I fucking mean.
No, you can't analyze it when it's the
Just-
equivalent of just, like, you took magnetic poetry and then made a book out of it.
Yeah, you can't analyze it if it's just a mirror inside of a puddle.
Exactly. For example, loneliness is a sign you are in desperate need of yourself. Like, I can't do it. Like, yeah.
Shout out the bow.
Like, this...
I've had fucking paper cuts that were deeper.
Yeah. This is just pathetic.
I'm not trying to sound like a lit snob.
But this is pathetic.
It's
Nah.
not. Yeah, it's embarrassing, and I think, like I said, I saw the type of person that came into the store to buy this. I saw the demographic. I understood it, and for the most part, I found it inoffensive.
Yeah.
I read through it, and yeah, it's awful. Yeah, it did offend me at the time, but I was able to kind of still register as inoffensive because it was for a time just relegated to just nothing.
Yeah, it's specifically to teenagers.
Yeah,
and that's
like,
fine.
It had its surge in popularity as things do, and then it died down, and nobody cared about it for a while, and then Writer of the Decade happened.
She must have blown somebody to
Are
get
you
this.
fucking kidding me?
Yeah, not this isn't even our own opinion, but a few professors at my university also share a very similar opinion of this young woman.
Really?
Yeah, she's not deep, exactly the same opinion and everything that we said here. And these are people who, specifically, my poetry professor, shared exactly the same opinion and said that she is ruining the art of poetry.
Because it opened up the door for people to replicate. And now there's just carbon copies of her garbage bullshit.
Well,
Yep.
okay, so for example, we all know I hate T.S. Eliot with a fucking burning passion. But I read Proofrock like 3 different times for class, and each time I got like differences from it.
Yeah, Proofrock will fuck you up because
Right.
it's general like the
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm tired.
Jesus Christ.
I'm hitting the mic. I'm so tired. But it's legitimate talent.
And that's the power
put
of
into
poetry.
it. Yeah, it's effort.
Right.
It's
Yes.
and it's genuine.
It's
Yes.
giving a self-determined word count of trying to portray a certain environment or a mood or some type of tone.
And it allows room for other people to find their own interpretations in it.
Yeah.
Whereas with Ruby,
No, with her shit, there's only the one thing you're supposed to get from it, and that's what she spoon feeds you.
Right, exactly,
With a-
exactly. It's spoon feeding.
With a picture next to it too, so
Usually,
it's like spoon-fed, and
This is the imagery. This is the meaning.
Right.
This is it. This
So
is
you don't
all.
have to do any fucking work in order to understand this.
No,
Which is bullshit.
and you barely have to read it because it's usually a sentence.
Yeah.
Okay, so she is water, soft enough to offer life, tough enough to drown it away. Like,
What the fuck does that mean?
we're supposed to know what it means because it's spoon feeding us. Like, she's supposed
Tough
to...
enough to drown it away?
Yeah, because if you drown in water, if the waves are too tough, you're not gonna make it. If life is too tough, you're not gonna make it and you're gonna fucking die. But if you need water because you're fucking dying of thirst, it's soft enough to give you life. Can't you see?
What about hard water? That happens. You get hard water stains.
What about liquid water?
question.
Like, it's all liquid.
So let's veer away from the negative because we've kind of dwelled
There's
on the
no
negative.
positive.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
There's literally no positive.
Let's move away from the negative.
If anything, the only positive is that you can look at other forms of poetry. You can look at, the quote unquote classics and like have a much better appreciation for it.
Who do you think would be more deserving
Can I just
of
read
this
one more,
title?
though?
Yeah,
read
one more.
Okay, so the picture
no
is...
comment.
The picture is this hand, like this woman's hand, kind of like reaching out and being like, oh, And the poem is, "Stay," I whispered, "as you shut the door behind you." Like, fucking mic drop. Like,
Is that
oh,
it? That was
that's
it?
That's
Jesus
it.
Christ.
That's it. That's it. I want to fucking strangle her. Like, this is just terrible. Ugh. Okay, anyway.
So, like, you don't think, and I'm in agreement with you, that she deserved to be titled Writer of the Year.
She doesn't deserve
No.
that.
Writer of the Decade.
She doesn't deserve New York Times best-selling author. She doesn't really even deserve the term author.
Or poet.
Yeah.
Who do you think would be more deserving of that title?
Colleen Hoover. But honestly, like, probably not. I don't think I am educated enough in recent authors
Let me check.
to make that
that kind of decision.
Right, thank you. I couldn't figure out that word. Yeah, but it's definitely not her.
Well, let's just take a look at the 20 top novels of the decade.
Well,
Okay.
like my first thought is to go to, because I'm currently reading one of his series now, is the Norwegian author Karl Ove Knausgaard, and his big series is My Struggle, but that's mostly in the early 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
What he wrote for the most recent decade was his seasonal quartet, which is like the 4 books that he wrote during, like, while he was waiting for his 4th child to be born.
Oh, okay.
So
That's
of them,
cool.
Yeah,
That's really cool.
one of them is, or like 2 of them really, are a series of letters explaining things in the world, and just like interesting thoughts and ideas about those ideas.
Mm-hmm.
Like he just like one, and then what was the other one? Oh, Colson Whitehead.
Yeah, because if
Nickel
Okay.
Boys was a tough read.
if you were looking at something for the author to be more popular, because that obviously Milk and Honey was
Right.
huge.
Like, but I'm not looking at popular. I'm looking at
Subjectively good.
I'm
But
looking
if
at
we're
talent.
judging this the way the Oscars were to judge it, Colson Whitehead would be a good contender.
No, it wouldn't be Colson Whitehead because A, it's a black guy, and B, it's not like something relatable for the old white Oscar voters to like.
That's what I'm saying.
Or maybe they would
Like
pick him
popularity.
specifically because he's black. though.
Exactly.
Like a Green Book scenario.
Yeah. So that could that be the
Fucking
reason
Green
why
Book.
they picked Milk and Honey? It's because it was popular and accessible, and
Yeah, well, that's the what's what the article said. It wasn't like the article even outright said she wasn't chosen because of talent. She was chosen because of the way she reached an audience, of the way she knew how to generate an audience.
And she should be despised with herself.
Yeah. No, she's raking in fucking money, man.
Okay,
yeah, she don't care.
Okay, but like
Yeah.
what? Like this one, for example, I don't understand. Please explain it to me.
No.
Locked. I glimpsed you in the distance, sparkling through coffee cups, the green and white haze of a Starbucks. I reached out to pull you towards me, but you were a toilet door locked with a code. I legitimately feel nauseous.
I feel
What
like,
does that mean?
I feel like it's talking about her book because
Oh no!
the code is the money you have to pay to purchase it,
Stop
And-
trying to read deeper into this. There's no deeper meaning.
and the toilet is the book.
You can't ever ship on Gertrude Stein.
Yes, I fucking can.
No, she is
Yes, I can.
fantastic.
What? Okay, what's the difference, though? Seriously, what's the difference between Gertrude Stein and Ruby Carr?
The difference is the fact that she deconstructed the traditional sentence into something that is beautiful and abstract, just like Picasso did. So, there you go. Mic drop. I have to say nothing
Okay,
less.
That's it.
so
No, that's it.
talent there, even though, like,
She
they still have the same amount of lines, there's so much more in Stein than there is in Carr.
100%.
I will say I agree with you on that, even though I
Abso-fucking-lutely.
hate Gertrude Stein, because fuck her, a rose is a rose is a rose is a rose is a rose. Fuck you, bitch! I hate poetry, guys! I
But
hate it!
I will say
Line
that
harder.
that exact line of rose is a rose is a rose is exactly the same exact thing, but done more eloquently and more creatively than what she is doing, where she's beating around the bush to the point where it's obnoxious.
It's not even beating around the bush. There is no bush.
But she wants there to be a bush.
You barely have roots.
But she wants there to be a bush. She thinks she's so creative in saying all this that, like, she's planting these little seeds, but she's not.
No, it's actually just jelly beans.
Jelly beans are...
She's just planting jelly beans.
It's just really expensive jelly beans.
Like, right out in the open, being like, hey, here's one right here.
Yeah.
Ooh. They're Bordies and Bots jelly beans, you know, the ones that taste like fucking vomit.
Yeah.
What?
From Harry Potter.
Oh.
Yeah, they sell them at the store.
Sure.
Yeah, Bordies and Bots. They're a little one. There's
I
like
pay
boogers
attention
and...
to anything Harry Potter.
Okay.
Harry Potter's garbage.
Or
Alright, enough.
No. Harry Potter's garbage.
she was more deserving of Writer of the Decade than Ruthie did. She encouraged an entire generation of children to read, and they are still strong readers.
Yeah, but people who love and read this type of shit are not strong readers.
No, that's what I'm saying. J.K. Rowling was more deserving of that for her writing. Fuck J.K. Rowling.
I feel like she crippled a lot of people in terms of reading.
I disagree.
Because Harry Potter is so devoid of anything substantial that people desperately inject what they want. I
disagree.
No.
I also disagree.
That's fine. You're wrong.
It is a very good modern retelling of a hero's journey.
Yeah, it is. It may not be your style, and that's perfectly fine too. And J.K. Rowling may be a total colossal bitch nowadays. But,
no, she always was.
Okay, but my point being, there's so much in those books, and there's so much symbolism, and there's so many connections, so much into the characters. I mean, why do you think everybody freaked the fuck out when Snape died? He was supposed to be one of the bad guys.
Spoilers.
He was a shithead.
Spoilers? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
No, Snape was like a fucking incel.
No, and I agree.
No.
Fuck Snape.
I thought he was fine.
He was a bitch incel.
He was fine.
You have to listen.
He cared more about what actually happened to Harry than Dumbledore did.
Because
of Lily, because of love.
He had a weird crush on Harry's dead mom.
Yeah.
He always loved her.
Yeah, but...
You do fucking crazy shit for love.
But he didn't give a shit about Harry. He said, don't kill Lily.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit about what happens to James. I don't give a fuck what happens to Harry. Don't touch the woman I love. Because if you kill off her husband, I can slip into her DMs.
But then don't you remember when Harry was figuring all of this out and he had said, you're basically raising Harry for a pig for slaughter. That's not cool. What are you doing?
He had a moment of clarity.
Yeah.
Over an overarching period of being a piece of shit human being and a piece of shit teacher.
He was a spy. He was a spy. He had to pretend to be a piece of shit.
But why did he have to be a piece of shit to everybody?
Because he was also still hurt over the fact that he didn't get the love of his life. He lost her, and he was bullied.
He was 35 in the books. He should just get the fuck over it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Can you just get the fuck over everything that happens to you in life?
As an adult, you should be able to put it on the back burner.
No, he absolutely could have, because what was the thing Dumbledore did where he,
The pensive?
Yeah, he took shit out, he took memories out.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean you lose the memory. It means that you're saving them so that you can go back and see what the fuck they are. Learn your goddamn shit before you try and...
Okay,
I don't care.
I just
I know
finished.
you don't.
It's not important.
Listen to Potterless.
No.
It is fantastic.
I'm not doing it.
It is he reads the books, and he goes through each chapter talking about it. And you can hold your own opinions, but it's a good revisit after a long time without having to physically reread the books.
I read the first 5, and it's just...
Well, you missed the best one.
I doubt it.
The 6th one was the best one.
I doubt it.
The 6th one was the best one.
It was a shit ton of stuff going on in that. You could throw away the rest of the series. The 6th and 7th books were the best.
Here's the thing, though.
Anyway.
Going back to the whole thing with Rupi Kaur. What bothers me is her idea of feminism. Because that is such a huge topic nowadays. And the feminism that most people talk about is bullshit, whereas the old feminism is what actually fucking matters. The idea of equality and freedom. Whereas people nowadays will think that, quote from a show, all penetration under the patriarchy is rape. Fuck you, first of all, because I'm sorry, but if you're by yourself and you're penetrating yourself, you cannot be yourself. You can't. I'm legitimately, like, pissed off over this shit.
You know what? Sometimes I don't want my own fingers in my own butthole, but sometimes it happens.
Then I think you need to go talk to somebody about that.
My hand might be possessed.
It might be. You never fucking know.
What if you're alone at home, slightly intoxicated to the point where you're not exactly able to give yourself consent, and your hand just starts going at it?
You're by yourself. You're by yourself.
But what if your hand just starts going at it, like you were sitting on it, it's numb, and
then
all
it's
of
your
a sudden...
Subconscious. Like, you can't...
That's a stranger, Dave.
Okay,
Stranger
look at
danger.
Look at that.
What the
Yeah.
fuck?
So
Why are teenagers buying that?
One of her poems, one of the illustrations is a woman with her legs spread open.
Oh, and the poem's her...
The poem is her vagina.
Is her beaver.
Mm-hmm. And it says, you have been taught your legs are a pit stop for men that need a place to rest a vacant body empty enough for guests. But no one ever comes and is willing to stay. Listen, man.
I think that they do come.
I was going to say hopefully, but then it's kind of sound wrong.
No,
But
men can 100% fake orgasm.
Yeah, they can, but
Yeah.
that's not fair because you're taking that away from us.
Doing the dry cummies.
Ew, don't ever say cummies again, ever in your life.
It sounds like you put gummy bears inside the oven.
Dry roasted cummies.
But, like, the point of feminism is not to be like, men are these terrible pigs who don't deserve anything. Men, you good over there?
Well, now I'm laughing even harder because as I snorted, you said pigs.
For God's sake. This is what I deal with.
And Dave's got cummies on the brain.
Ew. Does that hurt your voice when you snort?
No, it's all upper nasal. It's fine.
Oh my god. Okay. But, like, she's basically saying, like, feminism is this shithole of let's just shit on men all the time. Let's hate men all the time.
Yeah,
women
fuck
are
men.
better than men. Empower women. Okay, cool. Empower women, but that's not the point of feminism, guys. That's not the point.
No,
and
'cause
she's basically saying to her audience, this is what it is.
I've sat in conversation with you and several others, all of you feminists, and you've all turned and gone, yeah, fucking men, fuck men, and looked at me.
Yeah, I hate men
like it was my
sometimes.
fucking fault.
I fucking hate men sometimes.
I hate men all the time.
And I hate women sometimes because they're fucking bitches. They're
I
cunts.
hate everybody.
Exactly, we hate everybody, but that's not the point of feminism, is my point and what I'm trying to say. And she is making it so that this is the point. And that's what I don't like. That is her, quote, talent. I need like a fucking
You're angry.
chill pill.
You're
right
very
now.
angry today.
I don't know why.
Where's your tiger?
I'm holding him.
You're not very well. You're
crushing
crushing
my
it.
I'm holding
You're
him.
overpowering it.
Whatever.
Don't kill
He
my
likes
tiger.
it. We are all
He does not
born...
like it.
Did he ask for
He
it?
does not like it.
Oh my god. We are all born so beautiful. The greatest tragedy is being convinced we are not. Like, oh, you're so deep and profound. Get the fuck out of here.
So, all right, I'm still trying to steer this to a little bit more of a less of a complete and total shit on this fest.
That's what
Good
gumbos
luck.
are. Man.
What was the poet that you were talking about earlier? Who was
Oh, that
who
one.
was
I
she?
like that one. Okay.
Yeah,
Let's
let's put a positive turn on this because I haven't heard any of her poetry, so this will be something new for me, and I don't know if Casey's heard any of her poetry. So
I think Casey has heard some of her poetry because I sent it to him because
Did you?
I think I did because I hate poetry a lot.
It's true.
It's
and
very
yet
true.
you have
Like
the most.
The entire time we
Yeah.
were in 20th century poetry and drama, you were bitching.
I'm sure I was. I don't remember what we read in there. What did we read?
Poetry.
Poetry and
Oh,
drama
didn't
from
we
the
read?
20th century.
Didn't we fucking read that black bird one? The 13 birds or
Yes.
something?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fucking stupid.
Yeah.
I hated that one. I don't even remember what the fuck it was about. Okay, alright, look. Shut up. I just don't like poetry. Oh my god.
Bing bang boom. Bing bang bang bang.
Stop fingering the assholes. They did not consent to that.
How do you know?
Because
They're in my head.
you sound like a mental patient at that point.
I am.
Okay, so
I'm
I
here.
hate poetry, but I probably sent this to Casey. If anything, I think this woman is 10 times the poet that Rupi Kaur is.
And she knows it.
She should know it. Her name is Rachel Wylie.
Say it one more time.
Rachel Wylie.
Okay.
She wrote a book called Nothing Is Okay, and she has a couple of videos that I've seen on Facebook. Her poems are very long, but her poems are also extremely empowering in the right fucking way. So.
I will interject in and be like, what is empowering for you might not be empowering for other people.
Fair enough. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, alright.
When did you just send them?
Probably a long time. This was like 2018.
Oh.
So.
Oh,
wow. Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Holy shit, we've known each other for that long?
I've known him since 2017.
Yeah.
Wow.
I wasn't even talking to her in 2017.
I was. But I was. I thought you were like the coolest guy because you seem so smart and so fuck the world. And I was like, I gotta be your friend. I have to.
Half of that's right.
That's legit. That's legit.
Yeah.
I am quite dim.
No, you're not.
Why do you think you have to have the windows open behind them?
That was pretty funny. That was pretty funny.
I'm on fire today.
You are.
Thank God Abby's driving you home, so I don't have to deal with you.
No, I don't blame you. I don't want to deal with me either.
Yeah.
Anyway, more about this poet.
So she has... I want to buy her book, but she has a couple of poems. Like, one is about... Stop it. Stop it. Stop opening the window. We're going to listen to this later and be like, what the fuck is she talking about?
He needs to be brighter.
Oh my god. He doesn't. I know what you're doing. I can see it in his glasses!
Just go ahead, talk about the thing.
Oh my god. So she has a couple of poems.
Just talk about the thing.
And the one is about, like, an eating disorder. The one is about, like, having kids and marriage and love and all of, like, the big fucking shit that you
Sounds
always
gross.
hear about in poetry.
What's the hear about fucking love?
I like her version of it, though, because it shows the real shit, not the mushy-gushy crap that I like in Colleen Hoover's books.
Quick side thing.
Yeah.
Like real romance, real love shit represented in media. Marriage Story.
Why do I know that?
It's on Netflix.
Okay.
With Scarlett Johansson and Adam Driver.
Okay.
Okay.
Is it good?
I loved it.
I'll have to watch it.
I can't wait to watch it again.
Is it a movie or a show?
Movie.
Okay.
Maybe we'll do a coffee at the matinee on it, and then I'll eventually edit it
It was
by next year.
Like anybody that's gone through any kind of divorce or relationship issue in their life, something in that movie will resonate with you.
Alright.
And if you think that Joaquin Phoenix in Joker was a good performance,
Which I do.
you don't fucking know what you're talking about, because Adam Driver in this movie is outstanding.
Okay.
Sweet. Because I don't like Adam Driver in the Star Wars sequels or whatever.
That's not fair to look
I know.
at his career through that lens.
Oh,
I
wait,
know.
who was he in Star Wars?
He's Kylo Ren.
Kylo Ren. He's the best part of Star Wars.
That's why.
Admittedly, yeah,
Okay.
Kylo Ren is the most interesting part of the new trilogy
Yeah.
because
Alright.
he's the character with like the most potential.
I mean, Rey's cool.
She's a boring Mary Sue.
But that's literally her character, is a boring Mary Sue.
Yeah, she does. She gets less boring as time goes on.
No, she doesn't.
She doesn't get less boring until like the last act of the newest Star Wars.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Anyway, back to this.
Yeah.
Go watch Marriage Story.
Marriage Story. I'm gonna have
Yeah,
to put
I
it
do
on.
want to watch that now because I'm curious about
Like Scarlett Johansson's even
divorce.
good, and I normally don't like her at all.
I
and-
used to like her a lot. I'm just over her now.
Once they killed her off in Endgame, you know.
I was alright with that.
I was happy about that.
She's been dying a lot in movies.
That's okay.
Oh, is she becoming a Sean Bean?
No, she wishes.
I'm saying like, but that same
a
trope.
Sean Bond.
Sean Vaughn.
But that like same trope. They're just gonna kill her off all the time.
Well, she's the mom in Jojo Rabbit. She dies in that. Yeah. She's
She's good at dying.
It's
Good
fun
at
to
dying
die.
and then not coming back.
Well, she's not good at acting, so she's got to be good at something.
Oh my god. And yet somehow we kind of come back to suicide. Like every single time.
Every time. I'm just gonna drive her that one home.
Yeah,
So back to this poem.
So am I reading this poem from
No.
her?
No,
or,
you don't
okay.
have to.
So I would definitely recommend it.
Pick a line that you really like.
Or a line or two, and then
Yeah.
just...
Dude, I don't know.
Or just randomly pick a couple lines.
Just pick one line that really knuckles your bean.
I'm not gonna pick one line because then I have to watch this whole thing again because it's not a it's
Oh,
it's
well
not
then
like a video.
you should have done
All
your
right,
fucking
3,
research ahead of time.
2, 1. Pause it.
No.
That pulls me to...
Yeah, look what
2
you
hours
did.
later, my roommate...
Okay.
Too
So
late.
no, the whole point of this one poem is it's called Paper Babies. And the whole thing that she talks about is how
You can't put
as
them in
a
the rain.
woman, what?
Can't put them in the rain.
Can't get
No.
wet.
As a woman, you're supposed to want to have kids.
Mm.
And not every woman wants that.
100%.
Right. Me being one of them. So I resonated with this a lot. And she basically says, like, she says something about how she is more like a, I don't want to say it because I'm going to fucking butcher the line, and it's a really good line. But it talks about how her and her boyfriend want to have kids, even though she really doesn't. And he's like, oh, well, when we have a daughter, can we name her Marble? And she's like, it's not the name that bothers me, but it's the when.
It's the name that bothers me.
She says a whole bunch of weird fucking names in it. But, like, they go to the store to get a pregnancy test because she misses her period, and he's, like, so excited, and he's telling the cashier, like, oh, we're gonna have a baby, and she's like, I'm trying so hard to, like, pull the blood up into my face to force a smile, and then rush it right back down to my uterus to, like, try to make myself have my period. And it's just, like, the way that she phrases things is so interesting, and she just talks about how, like, everyone is like, spitting threats that she's going to change her mind about having kids, and it's like, no.
Yeah.
Because I like how my life is, and I like owning these breakable things in my life, and I can't have these breakable things, which is open to interpretation for whatever the fuck you want that to mean. If I have kids, I can't have these things. And then she goes on to say, I want to have these kids, but I just don't, and that's something that I have to live with. And the way that she puts that all together is just mesmerizing.
Well, even you just explaining it, it sounds like a very interesting story and, like, line of events. And I would imagine hearing her words, and you'll have to send that to me,
Sure.
would be very interesting and then very insightful.
Yeah. So, if anything, she's 10 times what Rupi Kaur is, for fucking sure. Anyway, that's my little bit on that.
Yeah, say your name one more time and the book. So this way we really drive home that she is much better.
Rachel Wylie, and her book is called Nothing Is Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
No, nothing was okay.
That's what I said.
You're right, it's fine.
Okay, alright. Whatever. But I just sent it to you, Dave, so you're good.
Alright, cool. I'll listen to it while I'm watching the 3 movies and now Marriage Story.
Marriage
I was going to call it the
whatever.
Marriage Plot, but then I was like, I had flashbacks to fucking Jane Austen.
Oh, God. That sounds terrible.
No more.
Let's talk about that.
Should we?
Yeah, fuck it, why
What
not?
are we going to talk about?
More women writers.
Oh, God.
Jane Austen. Not a fan, but I understand what she did. I get it.
Yeah, we had an entire class for this. Dude.
Yeah, I know. Let's bring that back.
No,
Well, we were going to talk about what we were reading, right?
Yeah, we could do that.
Because you're reading a woman author right now, and I'm reading a man.
I'm reading a shit ton of stuff.
You are reading a shit ton. Casey has the ability to read multiple books at one time. Not that we don't have that ability, but I don't want it.
We kind of adapted that. We had to have that because of just the nature of things at school.
Yeah.
That's true.
Especially when you're doing nothing but English courses for a semester.
Oh my god, yeah.
Right. Yeah, so
Yeah,
it's
you have to start juggling shit.
Juggling and spark noting and,
Yeah.
a combo of the two.
yeah.
Film adaptations.
So Casey and I gave each other books that we had recently finished to read. So I am reading. I know, we're bitches.
Yeah.
So I am reading Growing Things by Paul Tremblay.
Yeah, it's a collection of his short stories.
Yeah, and they're all right so far. I'm like 80 pages in, so I'm not that far in. But
No. I marked off in the index which ones I liked best, right?
I did not look in the index.
Okay.
When you told me that you marked them off, I figured it would be like at the start of each story, and I haven't seen that
Oh
yet.
no, I did it in the index. I think I think I just put like a little circle or a check mark.
Okay, so then I'll have to look at that then. I've read 4 of them so far.
And one of the ones we both really enjoyed. Something about birds.
Yeah, it was okay.
I liked it a lot.
I wanted more, But it was very cultish, and
yeah, there's a journalist that's invited to an author reading,
and his ticket for getting into this
was it bird skull?
I don't think it was just a skull though.
Was it the whole bird?
It was the head.
He's wearing it. Yeah.
Well, at first it was the little one.
Yeah.
And it was real, and then later on he gets this giant one,
Mm-hmm.
that I couldn't tell at first if it was like legit or not.
Yeah.
But he made it.
Forced to wear it.
He was forced to wear it, and on the inside he talks about how it's like almost like a womb in there, and I thought that was really interesting. That's what fucking talent looks like, Rupee.
He's got good descriptors.
Yes. And then they strip him naked, and they basically like act out
Peck
what.
him to death.
Huh?
They peck him to death.
No, they don't.
No?
No.
I thought they did.
No.
Which one am I thinking of?
I don't know.
There's one that maybe I'm confusing it with another one.
Well, with this one, they act out what the author, one of his stories was, which was something about birds.
Yeah.
And so it was. They didn't give too much detail about it, but it was like these 4 kids and this father, and then at the end of it, like they are like around the bed, and they're all naked, by the way, except in these bird masks, and they keep asking him, "Do you want beak or do you want talons?" And he's like, "I want the wings." And they were like, "You can't have the wings." And then like something on the bed is moving under the covers, and it gives the feel that like there's cannibalism in here somewhere. And there's just something weird.
There's something not of this world being summoned in the kind of ritualistic setting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was interesting. I wanted more of it, but it was good.
I think the second story in there, Swim doesn't care much.
Oh, I didn't give a shit about that one.
I wanted more out of that one. It centers around like a recovering meth head.
Okay.
And she
lost her daughter.
But she abducts her back. But in the background story, like that's the story at the forefront. In the background, there's a fucking monster attacking cities.
Almost like Godzilla.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, and she's getting her daughter.
Huh.
It was like basically like stealing her daughter back, and this thing is just coming ever closer to the town that they're staying in.
Which that's all in her head.
Yeah.
You know, I get that.
Is it?
Yes.
Is it?
Yes.
Wasn't it on the news?
Yeah, but that woman was also crazy
Yeah.
who kept saying it and seeing it.
Yeah.
And then the whole thing was like she keeps telling her daughter, "It'll be fine, it'll be fine, it'll be fine," and then she has a gun. And so is the idea that she kills her daughter?
Or
she kills herself?
The monster is real and kills them both.
I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
I didn't care about
It's
that
fun. I
one.
like he's not afraid to take that ambiguous ending. I like those.
That sounds deep.
There's a couple more in there where it's a lot of kind of like journalistic entries where somebody's investigating a thing and they're reporting on what's happening, but you're getting more of a picture of their deteriorating mental state, and I really like those.
That one was with The Getaway a little bit.
The Getaway is fun.
It was interesting. I didn't quite understand what was happening though, because all of a sudden they were just dying.
Or they already died and just their echoes are fading out.
I suppose. It was
Remember me.
yeah.
That should not have won the fucking Oscar.
No, but
No, I shouldn't have been nominated.
Anyway.
Yeah, so I'm reading that, and Casey and I did We Speak English on, his other book, Head Full of Ghosts, which we really liked. So we would recommend reading that. So I have hopes for this book, and I am very excited to see what Casey thinks of the book I gave him, because I texted him when I finished it at 3 a.m.
You did? I was asleep.
Yep, which was good, because you need to sleep. But
No,
I was like,
don't.
dude, you have to fucking read this book, like, right now.
Who needs to sleep?
Oh my god.
Sleep
Humans.
is for the weak.
I'll sleep when I'm dead.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I'll sleep when I'm dead.
I hate that saying. I really do. Like, I just...
I mean, there's so many hours in a day that are wasted sleeping.
Yeah.
And then you feel lazy as shit for not doing anything.
Yeah, so you just don't sleep, and you don't do anything when you're supposed to be sleeping, and then you're active when you're not supposed to be sleeping.
I'm tired.
That's what artificial energy things are for.
Like coffee.
Coffee, Red Bull, adrenaline shots to the chest.
Coffee has no effect on me anymore.
You're that old, huh?
I've been drinking it since I was 12.
Jesus Christ. I still don't drink coffee.
I should have had one today.
But yeah, why don't you tell the readers and listeners about what book you're reading, Case? I'm very excited.
Which one?
Mine.
Oh.
I wrote it. That's a lie.
Because I'm reading that and 7 others.
Yes, I know.
Yeah. What's the one you gave me? Verity? By Colleen Hoover?
Yes, I love Colleen Hoover. I love her.
It's a... So far, it's pretty different than what she usually writes. But there's still like a central female protagonist that's kind of the mold she usually uses.
Yeah, she does normally write from the female perspective.
Yeah. Well, no, it's more like the styles and the typings and the attitude, personality that you see repeated a lot.
But I'm sure you can agree, though, with all that you've read from her, even though it's all like the same kind of skeleton, it's very different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, different meat.
And that is also talent. Believe it or not.
It is a different mood that she's going for with this one. There's a little bit more mystery to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, she tries to do intrigue with some of her other books, but this one's like a legit mystery.
The whole point is that there is this writer who is, like, out of a job, basically. Like, she needs money.
She just finished caring for her dying mother. And by finish, I mean her mother died.
Yeah. Yeah, she did. And so, like, the opening page is her walking to this interview, and this guy just dies right in front of her.
Yeah, he gets hit by a truck.
Yeah, right in front of her, and, like, blood gets on her shirt. Yeah. And it's like, holy shit, what a way to open a book.
Because she was on her way to meet with her publisher.
Right.
Because he had a deal for her, because she's in dire straits for money.
Yes, very much so. But then, of course, Colleen Hoover style, the guy who helps her with the blood on her shirt and makes sure she's okay after seeing a guy fucking die, and, like, it's not a big deal or anything because it's New York City.
Yeah. He
takes her into the bathroom, cleans her up, and he's the one she's meeting with.
Yeah, and he has a surprisingly normal name.
I don't remember his name.
Jeremy.
Oh, yeah, Jeremy. Yeah.
Jeremy.
Because normally Colleen Hoover gives her characters some pretty dumb names.
She does. I don't think they're dumb. I think they're very unique. But, like, Lowen, Lowen.
Yeah, that's fine.
And Verity.
The kids just have some dumb names, too. I forget what they are right now.
Harper was one, and that was okay.
Harper's fine.
I think the other one was, like, Chastity or Charity or something like that. I don't remember.
Bad.
But then the boy... What was the boy? His name was, like, Captain.
Poseidon.
Yeah, something weird with a C.
Yeah.
Poseidon.
No, Colson? No.
Colton?
I think it was,
Maybe.
like, one syllable.
Colt.
I don't remember.
Crap, it's really gonna bother me.
The book's, like, on my desk right behind us, but I don't feel like...
Was it crap?
No.
That's one syllable
rude.
and it's a C?
Rude.
Wait till you see my bookmark.
Crew.
Oh, Crew, that's right. Look at my bookmark that I'm using in your book.
Don't tell me it's that fucking...
It's from your favorite movie.
You. Oh, you're like 100 pages in.
Yeah.
Proud of you.
I told you I'm a chunk of the way in.
Yeah. But, like, the whole point is that he is married to this amazing writer named Verity.
Who's currently a potato person.
Yes.
Like me.
No, like, she's, like, legitimately...
She's
like,
a vegetable.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like Terry Schiavo.
She was in an accident, and she...
I don't know what the accident is yet, so spoilers.
Okay, alright, I won't spoil
So
anything.
she got the big owl.
Yeah. But there's 2 dead daughters also involved, and...
They were twins.
Yeah. And the husband is caring for the wife and the son, the surviving child.
Yeah.
While Lowen is stepping into Verity's shoes to finish her series of books. But to do so, she has to sift through an entire office full of notes and parchments.
Because there's like 7 books already in this series, and she has to write like 3 more, and she gets offered a shit ton of money to do it.
Yeah.
So she's like, yeah, I'll do it. And so she's living with them right now.
But in looking through Verity's notes, she accidentally comes across the manuscript for an autobiography.
And the things you find out.
Yeah. So then that's an interesting bit where she tries to swap writing styles. Because as you're reading the book, you're reading Lowen reading the autobiography. And Colleen Hoover tries a little bit too hard to differentiate her style from Verity's.
You think so?
Yeah, because
really
the sex
think so.
scenes that she's writing for that are goofy.
But
Like, they're 50 Shades goofy.
I disagree because they're not that detailed.
They're not that detailed, but, like, they're just detailed enough to be almost silly.
I'm without saying anything,
Like, they're-
you'll find out why, though.
Okay. But, like, there's a bit where she talks about sitting on her husband's face and biting the headboard.
I told you about the biting the headboard thing.
Like,
I fucking told you.
And I'm reading this, I'm like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't
What?
think anybody
This is
would...
ridiculous.
I don't think anybody would bite the headboard. Biting a pillow is one thing.
And also,
biting
like,
a ball
don't
gag
sit
is
on my
another
face.
thing.
That's how you get pink eye.
Yeah, but people do that. That's
I
like a
know.
thing.
Like, that's how you get pink eye. Stop.
Pink eye, as some people say.
You don't put your eyeball in her vagina. Like,
Unless you're into that.
No, that's how you get pink in your eye. I said pink eye.
yeah, but like, can you imagine? But the things you find out in,
No,
in the
can you imagine?
autobiography-
She just squats on the face, and then it just opens up, and the suction just pops your eyeball out.
Ew.
Beat me up, Scotty.
Oh my god, gross. That's fucking nasty. It's not how that's supposed
Push
to
it
be.
back in. Push it back in.
Fucking gross. But yeah, so
Well,
I'm
it's like-
excited to hear what he has to say about reading the end of this book.
It's
Because
like,
believe it or not, sorry,
Wait,
I
okay.
actually liked the ending of this book.
Yeah, that's rare. So that means that statistically, that means I'm going to hate it.
Probably.
it's like that one video with the ping pong balls.
Yeah.
Oh god. Jeez. Or the octopus.
Yeah, I can't believe you searched that up at work.
What?
I can't believe you searched that up at work.
Of course. I was at Applebee's. Who fucking cares?
It's true.
Yeah.
Did
Fuck that
I tell you about that?
Oh, the octopus?
Yeah.
Yeah, we looked at it at in school.
Did we?
Yeah.
I don't
I mean,
remember
it was
that.
better than
In the
Two Girls, One
bathtub?
Cup, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. We looked at it in American Lit 1.
Okay.
That could have really fucked her up. Couldn't it have? Like,
You live and you learn, right?
Well, I mean, like, yeah,
Yeah.
it has a beak,
ah.
but it's not like the species of squid that have hooks on the tentacles.
But like, couldn't they have done something in there?
I mean, like
Scramble it like
she could have
eggs.
prolapsed.
Oh god. Wait, was it in her ass or her vag?
It was in her vag. She birthed it out.
That's right. Yeah, that's...
For reference, we're talking about a video in which an Asian lady is in a bathtub and an octopus, over the course of like 5 minutes, an octopus just kind of wiggles its way out of her.
What if she couldn't get it out?
No, the octopus would have found a way out. Like, have you seen the videos where they're in a jar and they open the fucking jar?
But I just felt bad for the octopus. Like, what if he really didn't want to go in there?
It's
And
an
they, like,
octopus, man.
forced him
It's
in
fine.
there.
Like, it
It
doesn't
has
have
8
bones.
brains.
It
It
doesn't-
can consent.
Yeah, it doesn't have bones. It's fine. And it got out.
Dude.
It got out.
There's a predetermined hole.
They are clever little things.
They are. They're very
They
cool.
are clever. They're tasty little things.
They're shitty pets.
Yeah.
Because
This
they can
truly
escape.
is a gumbo episode.
They can hella escape from just about anything.
Yeah. Which is neat.
Proven by that video.
Yeah.
Sorry, so another quick side street.
There we go.
So, the Pacific giant octopus, like the big red one you see in the
Yeah.
Camden Aquarium, it's a Pacific giant. It's the biggest one we know of. Down in Pacific Northwest, favorite food of moose, because
Wow.
because moose like to go swimming.
Fair enough. Yeah.
They like to submerge and go swimming. In turn, guess what moose are a favorite food of?
Octopus.
Orcas.
Oh.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
Funny how the chain works.
Uh-huh.
I would have never guessed that.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Fucking orcas. Good
It
job.
makes sense. It makes sense.
Mhm.
I mean, if they're there.
Yeah.
You know. And
Well,
they're a big fucking meal.
And orcas are opportunistic hunters.
Oh yeah.
Orcas are great.
Mhm.
They're
fucking
terrifying.
killer whales. I want to ride one. of
They're
these
not
things.
whales.
Oh, whales.
No, they're not.
No, they're
They're-
a porpoise. Yeah.
They're,
Okay.
they're the largest member of the dolphin family.
Cool.
Killer whales is the incorrect nomenclature.
Another example of Casey proving me wrong on the podcast. Happens every time.
Don't be wrong.
I'm not wrong. Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Don't be wrong.
I was wrong this one time, but every other time I'm right.
Hey, I'm man enough to say that was stupid. But I made
feel
it to
attacked
say
by
that I am wrong sometimes. It happens.
Clay-
I'm not going to be one of those people who says, I'm woman enough. Like, whatever. You know, just whatever.
Right,
I'm human.
You can't be woman enough because that's only like 3/5 of enough. What was the pay rate?
Oh my god. Anyway.
That's fucked.
If everybody starts thinking like Rupi Kaur, we will eventually get there.
Yeah.
I'm shaking my head, by the way. I'm rolling my eyes because of how fucking ridiculous it is.
So what I've been reading is mandatory reading, and that's the Metamorphosis.
That's fun though.
Yeah, it was a good read.
That's the one thing of Kafka's I can tolerate.
I've been wanting to read it because I knew it was very short and I could get through it quick.
Mm-hmm.
Ever since that one episode of The Magicians, where Alice cites it as like inspiration, I was like, oh, interesting, and I now I get to read it and get creative for it. So
Nice.
yeah.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
I hated it because I thought it was stupid as fuck. One day you just wake up and you're a bug.
Fuck yeah, magic.
Dumb.
It's a
And
metaphor.
then you die.
It's stupid.
What's a metaphor?
You're gonna ask your kids that on Tuesday.
That's just one joke no one gets.
No, I get it.
You get it?
Yeah,
Okay.
I get it.
Do you get it?
I don't know.
It's a play on words.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's a metaphor?
Seriously? Seriously?
That is about what I
Yeah.
expect.
That's about where we should end it.
It's just like Up Doc.
What's up, Doc? Or up, dog.
Oh, stop it. You're my father. You sound exactly like my father right now.
That's the second time this month I've been called a dad.
I was gonna say, like, oh, hi, Daddy. And I figured, no, he's gonna hate that.
I was gonna say the first time was probably for somebody to get an A.
Oh!
Ooh, Zynga. No.
Bazinga.
Nope.
No, Dave.
That's copyrighted.
Dave gave him a B.
B+.
Or he gave him the D. A.
No one's ever given me a D. Just
You've
a
gotten
C.
a D.
No, just C's.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, alright. That's good. Anyway, join us on our journey as we continue Struggle City. I meant follow us. I don't know why I said join us.
Leave the outro to me.
But also join us. Join us. Follow us.
Follow us, like us,
Love
subscribe.
us.
Drink the Kool-Aid.
Obsess over us.
Tell your friends and family, because that, honestly, word of mouth for podcasts is one of the best ways for us to grow.
Absolutely.
And if you want to see more content from us, help us grow. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell the
your
random
enemies.
fucking stranger on the street.
Yeah.
Tell your frenemies.
Tell your teachers.
Don't do that.
Tell your principal. Tell your babysitter.
Yeah.
Tell your baby.
Tell your teachers. Tell your boss. Tell them to start with our kink episode.
Oh, absolutely. That's a fun one.
That's a strong one to start with.
Or our friendship episode, which is a really strong one to start with.
That one's like legit strong to start with. Like we actually got through that one without being fucktards.
We got through the kink episode without being fucked.
We got through this episode without being fucktards. I feel like for the most part, most... Fuck. All right.
Follow
Bye,
us
guys.
on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. You did all that?
Yeah, Instagram, Twitter.
Facebook.
Keep an eye out on our social media for
TikTok.
Patreon.
Come harass me on Twitter.
Don't harass me.
I am at Sticky Gumbo Lee. Come harass me.
Lee. Why the Lee on there?
Cause like, have you ever seen those stupid name generators?
Yeah.
Where it's like, first letter, birth month.
Yeah.
So it was for like a what's your blues name,
Oh.
and
Yeah.
just
Okay.
the last part corresponded to Lee. So
And if you
Cool.
feel so inclined to follow me on Twitter, same story. I'm at Baby Puddle. Microsoft decided to give me that one.
yeah,
And it's
not
kind
on
of
Twitter.
stuck. But yeah, check us out. Hopefully you'll like this one.
Yep. Cool. Bye.